Hello everyone.
My name is Caines Mays. I'm here today with
Juan Vieira.
and we're here to talk about Mouse 1 and 2. Hi, once again, my name is Caines Mays, and so first we're going to talk about why characters are portrayed as animals rather than human beings. Why might have Spiegelman done this or made this choice? What impact does it have? And is it effective in books Mouse 1 and 2?
Hello everyone. My name is Juan Vieira. I already introduced myself, but I'll introduce myself again. Thank you to my partner Kane for giving you a good description. So, to start off and dive into the books, Mouse 1 and Mouse 2 are a book about Vladek Spiegelman. He's a Jewish Holocaust survivor, and his experiences before, during, and after World War II. The books aren't just about his surviving, but it's about the relationship between him and his son Artie. Artie, he interviews his father, Vladek, and what he does is he turns his memories and his stories into a graphic novel, which we know as Mouse 1 and Mouse 2.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Juan. In the graphic novel, you can depict all the characters to be seen as animals. The animals range from being mice, cats, pigs, dogs, frogs, fish, deer, cats, moths, and that's a lot of animals. That's why we're here today to take a dive into why Spiegelman decided to portray a lot of different characters as animals and what it means. Good.
That's lovely, Kane. And for my next part, these animals in the book, they all have human-like traits. So it's safe to say, because it's the Holocaust, that the animals are supposed to be humans, but Art Spiegelman made them into animals. And for every different type of animal, for example, like my partner Kane said, it's a different race or ethnicity of a human being.
Okay. So we believe that Spiegelman made this choice because at the time, Nazi propaganda dehumanized Jewish people and treated them like they were just pests. In the book, Nazis are cats, and Jewish people are seen as mice. He wanted to show how the Nazis dehumanized groups of people. He may have wanted to criticize racist thinking and how absurd it was to define people as a group.
This also creates a visual symbol for predator and prey relationships during the Holocaust. The cats hunting the mice. If you know anything about a cat hunting a mouse, you think about Tom and Jerry. This cartoon could also explain why Art Spiegelman chose a cartoon comic style for his books. Because of this relationship with animals and the prey being hunted, the animals still show very human-like emotion. For example, on page 121, Vladek says, "No, darling, to die, it's easy. But you have to struggle for life." This shows how a lot of people would give up instead of trying to fight. And this also shows how animals' natural instinct to survive and to help each other even in times like this. Spiegelman does a good job at getting at using animals' characteristics with human-like traits. And this is a clip of the passage, and in case you're wondering, this is in Mouse 1, page 121.
I'm a skilled worker. Wherever they take me, I'll be okay.
You're crazy. You're going straight to the ovens.
And he did get put into one of the next transports to Auschwitz.
The whole family is gone. Grandma and Grandpa. Papa, Mama, Tasha, Bibi, Marichu. Now they'll take Lolik.
It was also around this time that we heard first the bad news from Zawirsi about Tosha and Richu.
Oh God, let me die too.
Come on, yeah, get up.
Why are you pulling me, Vladek? Let me alone. I don't want to live.
No, darling, to die it's easy, but you have to struggle for life.
Until the last moment, we must struggle together. I need you. Yeah, that is interesting, Juan. That is really interesting. That does make me think about the fact that the variety of different animals all symbolize a different race. For example, how the Jewish are afraid of the Nazis. It shows how people were grouped and judged by race and nationality rather than individually and their actions. It is a very unique type of style, but a very important one that portrays the harsh reality and why it's bad. Go.
And I'm glad you bring that up, Kane, because this shows how Art Spiegelman knew that. How he knew this cat and mouse relationship, and that is why he used it in the book. Art Spiegelman knew that the Jewish were afraid of the Nazis at the time, and that they'd just rather die, so that's why he used that cat and mouse relationship, for example, like I said earlier, like Tom and Jerry, to portray this image that we're seeing. Not just that, but the impact of this stereotyping emphasizes how cool it is, and it shows and brings out some of the problems and that affects society in real time. It also makes readers stop and think about how society labels these groups of people and why it's wrong.
Okay. Some little things that people miss that also strengthen our belief and strengthen the impact of stereotyping are the masks in the novels. The masks in the book reminds us that some of these identities were forced onto people and it wasn't their true self. Some people were afraid of who they were born as, showing them putting on a mask as a symbol of them not being who they are. On pages 41 through 46 on Mouse 2, if you would open the book, we will roll the clip here, if not. These pages show Artie having identity problems, along with survivor's guilt. He has identity problems because of the fact that he is Jewish, but never had to suffer through the Holocaust that many Jews had to. And he got it easy. And now we will play the clip for you.
Wow, Kane, you're right. And this also goes to show how, even though it's animals, Art Spiegelman still puts masks over them to show how that's not their true self. At this time, a lot of people were forced into the role that they have. Thank you, Kane, for explaining it a little better. This use of animals in the book we consider to be very effective, right? And we believe that it's super impactful and the true meanings behind it are super powerful. His style makes this book super respected, and it allows Spiegelman to discuss trauma and fear while still making the reader comfortable, which is why it's good for wider audiences.
Good. Thank you, Juan, for saying that. We believe that this preserves the seriousness of the event of the Holocaust, while still making it accessible to a wider audience.
To conclude our final thoughts, Art Spiegelman's decision to portray the characters as animals in Mouse 1 and Mouse 2 is very effective because it shows how dehumanizing the Nazis were towards other races that weren't their own, what lengths they'd go to, and the animals are good images of that. And we're glad that Art Spiegelman chose that because it lets us get a deeper understanding, and he has first stories from his father.
The images help the reader understand how unfairly groups were treated by using animals to show it. In the end, even though he uses animals, they still show every human emotion, making it feel real. Spiegelman makes a story that is both very symbolic and emotionally impactful. Art Spiegelman uses this to portray how we can even feel how impactful the Holocaust was, and showing what people truly felt like with different species of animals. It also symbolizes power, and it helps readers understand the conflict quickly while showing the racism that people had to endure and the stereotypes that came along with it. Art Spiegelman did a great job at this, and it was very effective. And we believe he chose this because he wanted to show how the Nazis viewed any other person differently. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Go.
One.
Bravo! Bravo!
One.
Woo-hoo.